In the name of God. The Perfectionist's Dilemma, Finding Success in Imperfection.
Lena worked in a fast-paced corporate environment, where attention to detail was paramount. She was known for being meticulous about every task she took on, whether it was a small email or an important client proposal. No detail went unnoticed in her eyes, and she would often spend hours refining reports, ensuring that every comma and period was in place. Her colleagues admired her work ethic and dedication, but at times, they found her to be somewhat pedantic, as she would linger over minor points others would gloss over. Her boss, Mr. Harrison, had an avuncular demeanor. Despite his age and experience, he maintained a warm, approachable attitude with his employees, often offering sage advice when they needed guidance. He valued Lena's precise nature, even if it meant longer hours on small tasks, as he knew her work would be impeccable. One afternoon, Lena was focused on correcting a typo in a report that would have barely been noticed by anyone else. Her colleagues joked about her obsession with the smallest errors, but Lena ignored them, determined to get everything just right. Mr. Harrison observed Lena's dedication and decided it was time for a conversation. "Lena," he began with a smile, "I have to aver that your commitment to quality is something rare in our line of work." Lena smiled modestly, always eager to improve but never fully accepting praise. She admired Mr. Harrison's austere management style, which, though firm, was always fair. His no-nonsense approach made him respected by everyone in the office, though it was often hard to meet his high standards. One day, Lena was given a more challenging project, a client proposal that could potentially secure a lucrative deal. The pressure was high, but Lena felt audacious enough to take it on. She knew the stakes were great, but she was confident in her skills. As she worked through the night, her mind racing with ideas, she couldn't help but reflect on her earlier days in the office when she had felt unsure and insecure. Now, she was more than capable of handling any task that came her way, no matter how daunting. Despite her success, Lena's obsession with perfection was sometimes viewed with suspicion by others. She occasionally encountered employees whose avarice seemed to outweigh their dedication to their work. These individuals often cut corners or manipulated situations to their advantage, something Lena could never bring herself to do. She was committed to integrity, and it troubled her when she saw others compromise that for the sake of personal gain. Her sense of autonomy was one of the traits that set Lena apart. She was able to manage her own time and make decisions without the need for constant supervision. This trait, however, did not mean she didn't appreciate collaboration. In fact, Lena was always willing to lend a hand or offer advice when asked. It was just that she preferred to work at her own pace and within her own methods, and this allowed her to thrive in her career. Over time, Lena's perfectionism began to attenuate slightly as she learned to trust her colleagues more. She realized that not every mistake needed to be corrected immediately, and sometimes, working as a team meant compromising on certain details. This realization came slowly, but it marked an important turning point in her professional growth. It allowed her to balance her pursuit of excellence with the realities of working in a dynamic, collaborative environment. In her personal life, Lena had always been drawn to the concept of Atavism. She often found herself researching her family's history, fascinated by the old ways of living and thinking. While some of her friends viewed this interest as an oddity, Lena found comfort in it, connecting with the traditions of the past. Perhaps, in some ways, this interest in her roots had shaped the way she approached her work, a desire to carry forward the legacy of diligence and respect for craft that her ancestors might have valued. It was during this time of reflection that Lena also found solace in her avocation. When not working, she spent hours volunteering at a local asylum for homeless animals. The work was not glamorous, but it gave her a sense of purpose beyond the office. In those moments, Lena could forget the pressures of perfection and simply enjoy the companionship of the animals, offering them the love and care they deserved. The balance between her demanding career and her meaningful volunteer work allowed Lena to thrive both professionally and personally.
Like and subscribe if you would like.